Hi, Stacy here with Limelight AZ. I have not been feeling very well the last few days, so unfortunately I'm doing this video laying down yet again. I'm also testing this out. This is the first time I've been trying to do an upload to YouTube just straight through their camera option via my phone. So I don't know if it goes to my phone first and then goes up to YouTube, or if it goes straight to YouTube. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, because my phone is maxed out for storage space. So I'm really hoping this works, because I really feel like I need to get a video up. So a lot has happened since my last video, which was only like a week ago. First of all, I got a sunburn, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. It wasn't a bad one, and I really wasn't in the sun for very long. I did burn faster than I've ever burned before, and I was only in the sun for maybe an hour, and actually close to half of that was under shade. And so I burned a lot easier than I used to anyway. I mean, we're new back to Arizona, so maybe my body has just been Wisconsinited, or however you say it. And now coming back to the desert, it's just kind of like, oh, what's going on? I haven't seen the sun in like 4 years. Anyway, so the sunburn I found interesting because it was enough of a sunburn that it should have caused me some pain, but I didn't have any pain in my shoulders associated with the sunburn. It also took longer for it to go away. Usually a burn like that, it's pink the next day and then gone. It was just that mild of a sunburn, and a little tender on the second day. So no tenderness, and it took until, I would say, yesterday. I noticed a little tiny bit of pinkness on it today, and it's been like 4 days. But it took like 3 days for the redness to go away, even though it wasn't that much of a sunburn. And had no pain associated with it. But I do think that it caused a major herx. Either that, or I also got a bump on my ear around the same time, and I think it was a bug bite. So one or both ended up causing a major herx reaction, which was not really much fun to go through. I didn't really know what I was dealing with, since I haven't dealt with any herx situations related to like something happening to me. I mean, just the normal die-off that happens once or twice a month around full moon and new moon, but not because of something I'm eating or taking or anything like that, because I haven't been doing the antibiotics or anything. So that was kind of interesting. I had also been off of the leave momentarily because I was testing out turmeric to see if it would help with the inflammation in my brain. It did not help with the inflammation in my brain. I'm sorry, just a moment. Anyways, it did not help with the inflammation in my brain, and I dived right back deeply within 24 hours into a terrible, terrible depression. It was very suicidal, and it's so strange because, like, when the inflammation is not there, all the information is the same when I have the inflammation versus not have the inflammation, but my brain just translates it way differently. I wanted to end it. I was like, I hated seeing how it's affecting my family. And so, yeah, I think I just need to stay on the leave. The other thing that's happened, I got a wonderful walker from a fellow Lyme family, and I am so, so very thankful to them for it. It has come in handy a great deal, and usually I post stuff like that to my own social media account, but just after getting that, I dived deep into that depression, and then I ended up kicking myself off Facebook. I can't handle people right now. So I did not post saying how thankful I was to this particular family for getting me a walker, which has come in extremely handy. Every time I get out of bed, I use it. which is not a lot, but it's been huge. Now my balance isn't so off. If I happen to take it out of the house, then I can use it to sit on. It's been wonderful. The other thing is that I had a friend purchase me, the same friend that purchased the foot spa and the bath seat. Also purchased a float spa, or trip to the float spa, which is True Rest Float Spa here in Gilbert. Well, I'm in Tempe, but it's located in Gilbert, which is a neighboring town. Anyways, I had a really, really, really bad and painful day. Now I think it was probably from Herx. Don't really have any good options for detoxing yet. The foot bath helps, but I can't do an Epsom salt bath. Skin brushing, I'm on the fence of whether or not I think that actually helps. And I have no supplements that are helping with detox. So my body is just kind of freaking out when it needs to detox. So she purchased this for me to try out to see if it would help with detoxing me. Uh-oh. Sounded like the baby got bumped and was not very happy about the situation. Anyways, so she got it for me so that I could try it out, hoping that it would help with reducing my pain and reducing some of the toxins that were causing me pain and discomfort. I was really looking forward to it, and I got there, and it turned out I couldn't get in. I got 1 foot in, and that was through a big ordeal. And it took about 5 minutes to get me out, or just my foot out. So had I actually been able to get in there, like just drop in there and do the bath, there's no way I would have been able to get out without some sort of like emergency assistance. And then of course I'd be naked, and that would just be awkward. But so I ended up getting the 1 foot in there and decided that this was just not going to happen. And I was very discouraged leaving. But was holding it in, holding everything in, as I've been trying to do for the most part. Got home, and the depression just really got to me, and the pain got to me. And I sat there waiting for my husband to finish doing something, and it just hit me. It all hit me all at the same time. Usually I would use writing to relieve some of my stress related to life, but I can't do that. Hands are still swollen. They don't work very well. It hurts to do so, and I have to sit up, which is predominantly not what I can do right now. And then secondly, I might try to take a shower with warm or hot water. That's often a really good source of relief for me. But again, I couldn't get in there, especially after having gone to the spa. I was in so much pain from getting in and out of the car that I couldn't deal with it. And then trying to sit there on the seat for a while would not work very well, as well as trying to stand. My legs were giving me so much trouble. It was just not really a good idea. And maybe, I mean, I've never really done it, but maybe try to kick something or hit something to try to get out some of the frustration. But I can't do that either, because my body is all jacked up, and it would just cause me more pain. So I started screaming. Pretty much traumatized my family. I didn't care in the moment. I couldn't deal with life anymore. Just started screaming, and then for the next couple of hours after that, I just cried and cried and cried and cried. And then the next morning I cried and cried and cried some more. Wondering what I'd done to offend God, which, even though I don't have the brain inflammation right now, it really bothers me. I feel like I've done something that Yahweh is just like, nope, you really screwed up. And I don't know what it is, because I apparently his whole "here's your sign" is not working on me. So I just was really, really distraught. Part of it was that I had not been on the medicine. I was trying the turmeric at that point, and it was not working. But I just gave out. So that really sucked. Traumatizing the family. Oh, and then that night, by the way, was awful. I literally could not get out of bed. I could not move my legs. I would like be able to rotate my hips a little bit, and they just wouldn't move. And then the next morning, same deal. My right knee right now is about double the size of my left knee. It's causing me a lot of problems. So even with the mobility issues as it is, then on top of that, my right knee is giving me issues, which is causing me even more problems with mobility. So it seems like one really bad situation after another as far as my body is concerned. But I'm sorry, hang on. So I guess I freaked out my family enough, particularly my mom, who wears her heart on her sleeve. And I love her dearly. And honestly, she's probably the best mom I could have ever chosen for myself. And she's been helping a great deal with the kids. But she wears her heart on her sleeve, and she pretty much contacted the whole family saying that the Lyme was going to end up killing me before I got a chance to do the therapy, because I'm deteriorating so quickly. And talked to my brother, and my brother, I am so sorry about the noise, and I am just not going to be able to edit all of this out. Here he goes again. That's my son Orion. He beeps a lot. Hang on a second. I'm losing my patience. Anyways, so where was I? I don't even remember what I was saying. Okay. Oh, so my brother. So my mom talked to my brother and asked him to come out to see me. He's in Minnesota. Because she's like really worried about me and worried that I'm just not going to be able to make it. And so he called me the next day trying to gauge her emotional reaction compared to reality. And by then I was back on the medicine. Otherwise I probably would have been a blubbering idiot, for the whole conversation. But, thankfully, I was back on the medication. I was thinking clearly, and explained to him, like, yes, things here are really bad. I am not doing good. And, however, I'm not on my deathbed, at least not yet. However, when I do hit the depressive states, then it's quite scary. I have no idea what's going on out there. It's quite scary because it's extreme depression and extreme suicidal thoughts, and to the point that I was thinking of calling my kids in and telling them I love them and be done with it. Again, for anybody who's watching this and is wondering if I'm going to hurt myself, no, I am not going to hurt myself. It is due to inflammation on the brain. Taking an anti-inflammatory is making a huge difference. And my husband and my mom both know not to leave me alone if I am acting extremely depressed, and to get me an anti-inflammatory. It makes an enormous difference. And I'm now taking it twice a day. Take it in the morning when I wake up, and once in the evening when I wake up, when I have dinner. So that way it stays in my system. So no, I am not going to hurt myself. Don't worry. No need to call anybody. My husband and my mom are very, very aware of what's happening with me. And I have explained to them where my thoughts are going when I am in those depressive states. Of course, I don't explain that to them at the time. But afterward, when the fog is cleared, I talked to them and I told my husband not to leave me alone and to make sure that I have some sort of medication that will reduce the inflammation. So, anyways, so my brother, after getting a better idea of what was going on, and has offered to pay for the things that I need to get the bee venom therapy started, including a far infrared blanket, which will work as a sauna. A sauna, I mean, I was really trying to get a sauna early on into knowing that this was Lyme because of the issues with detox. However, at this point, a sauna is not going to do me much good. I can't sit up for very long, and the heat will potentially make me pass out. I really need to do something that I can do from bed. And it turns out that this blanket works very, very well for that. So he's getting me that, as well as the supplements I need, and the bees, and the Bee Buddy house for the bees, and everything that I need to do the therapy. So expected, I can't talk. Expected start date is going to be probably the second week of June, and I am so looking forward to it. I have been feeling like I am just stuck in a catch-22. Don't have enough money to do the bee venom therapy. In the meantime, I'm getting worse. And so I am hoping that a year from when I start the bee venom therapy, that I will have my life back within that year. A lot of people have let me know that they do not agree with my wanting to do the bee venom therapy, but these are also people that don't know anything about it, and have not lived with Lyme, and have not researched to the extent that I have on chronic Lyme, as well as the different therapies that are available. It is my opinion that this is the best therapy that I can choose, and it also just so happens to be the least expensive, which generally, for anybody who's been dealing with Lyme for any number of years, is aware that treatment for Lyme is very, very expensive, and insurance does not cover it because it's not a recognized illness. So, and I am just so looking forward to having my life back. I want to be a mom. I am open to potentially having another baby. I'm still pretty young. I'm only 38. And I think that God has at least one more in the works for us. And so I'm looking forward to that as well. And get this. So I have decided that Amazing Race is just going to have to accept me as a contestant along with my brother when I am done with this therapy. They're just going to have to do it because, I mean, gosh, coming back from being bedridden, traipsing all over the world. What better story is there than that? Come on now. Anyways, so I am very, very much so looking forward to having a life again. And I strongly believe the bee venom therapy will do that. It looks like my screen is getting darker because the sun is setting and it's getting more and more dim in here. So I'm going to let you go for now, but that's the update. I don't think that there's anything else besides bee venom therapy coming up, which I'm very excited about. I will do another video in the near future explaining more about it and my walk with doing it. So looking forward to posting those in the near future. Have a wonderful night.